Welcome to Cheddar News. Today is Wednesday, April 3rd, 2019. I'm Hannah Doba. Cheddar News is your source for right now. Topping the news, the Secret Service is reviewing its security procedures at the president's Florida resort and residence following a major security breach last weekend. The Secret Service arrested a Chinese national who was able to get into the lobby of the Mar-a-Lago resort on Saturday afternoon. The president was not at the resort at the time, but he was in South Florida. According to a charging document, she was able to get through 2 layers of security before she was arrested. The woman told the first round of security that she was there to use the pool. She was apprehended after being confronted by a receptionist in the lobby. The woman was allegedly carrying 2 Chinese passports, 4 cell phones, a computer, and a thumb drive containing malicious malware. She is charged with lying to federal agents and entering a restricted area. They got him. The manhunt is over in Los Angeles for the man police say shot and killed rapper Nipsey Hussle. Police arrested Eric Holder 2 days after he allegedly shot the performer and wounded 2 other people. The LAPD tweeted the announcement of the arrest and thanked the community and the LA Sheriff's Department for their assistance in bringing the accused gunman into custody. Police say Holder and Hussle knew each other and the motive may have been a personal dispute. A woman who allegedly drove the getaway car is also in custody and cooperating with police. Police who live in the South Central LA area are relieved the alleged killer is off the streets.
We were praying last night something good happened, somebody find them because it's really wrong what they did. And, sure enough, it happened out here, right in front.
The pressure was on him. He realized he messed up. He took a good dude away from us. Real good dude. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
And Nipsey Hussle's girlfriend is speaking out for the first time since the murder. Model Laura London posted a heartbreaking post on Instagram writing, "I am completely lost. I've lost my best friend, my sanctuary, my protector, my soul. I'm lost without you. We are lost without you, babe. I have no words." History is made in the Windy City, and the new mayor-elect of Chicago is promising big things. Former federal prosecutor Lori Lightfoot won the runoff election to succeed current Mayor Rahm Emanuel. Lightfoot is the first African-American woman to be elected mayor of Chicago. She is now the most prominent openly gay mayor in the country as well. She says this election was not only history in the making, but the beginning of a movement.
Out there tonight, a lot of little girls and boys are watching. They're watching us. And they're seeing the beginning of something, well, a little bit different. They're seeing a city reborn. A city where it doesn't matter what color you are. And where it surely doesn't matter how tall you are. Where it doesn't matter who you love, just as long as you love.
Lightfoot says she will hit corruption in the city head-on and fight for the rights of immigrants who are looking for a better life. Although she handily beat her opponent, Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle, Lightfoot says she will work with her to build a better city. Lori Lightfoot will be sworn in on May 20th. The 2 Hollywood moms accused in that massive college admission scandal will face a judge today in Boston. Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin were arrested along with more than 30 other parents as part of Operation Varsity Blues. The feds say the 2 actresses are connected to a college admissions specialist who bribed school officials and forged documents to get their kids into elite universities. Huffman is accused of shelling out $15,000 to the scheme, which allegedly helped her daughter cheat on the SATs. Her husband, actor William H. Macy, has not been charged. Loughlin and her husband are accused of paying $500,000 to get their daughters into USC. The Fuller House star was dropped by the Netflix show and by the Hallmark Channel after her arrest. It's April 3rd, but it certainly did not feel like it in the Carolinas as a snowstorm swept up the mid-Atlantic on Tuesday. Some residents woke up questioning whether they lived in North Carolina or North Dakota. In a rare phenomenon, measurable snowfall fell in April in the city of Charlotte for just the second time since 1915. That's more than 100 years. The last time it happened was in 1982. It's almost impossible for snow to accumulate during the day this late in the season, especially in the Carolinas, because of the stronger, more direct sunlight. After this rare event on Tuesday, today's weather across the region is expected to rebound. With temperatures around 70 degrees, we'll have a much more detailed weather report in just a few minutes from our partners at Local Now. President Trump remains inclined to shut down the U.S.-Mexico border. Our J.D. Durkin joins us live on Capitol Hill with more. Good morning, J.D.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning to you as well, Hannah. Well, look, I mean, the president is, you're exactly right, set to take another trip to the U.S.-Mexico border on Friday. But looming in the background has been his recent threat to shut down either part or all of the U.S.-Mexico border. That would be a decision with widespread, a lot of people would say negative economic repercussions. That seems to be something that the Trump White House is acutely aware of. According to reports, two of the president's most visible and high-ranking economic advisors, Kevin Hassett and Larry Kudlow, are now actively trying to implore the president to literally consider any other option than shutting down parts of the U.S.-Mexico government. For a bit of perspective here, Hannah, the community where the president is going on Friday is called Calexico, California. It's about a 2-hour drive east of the community of San Diego. Every single day, 20,000 pedestrians and an additional 20,000 privately owned vehicles go back and forth over that border. The president seems to be aware of at least some of the economic repercussion, but as he sounded off at the White House yesterday, he still sounds pretty confident.
It's going to have a negative impact on the economy. It's one of the biggest trade deals in the world that we've just done with the USMCA. It's a very big trading partner. But to me, trading is very important. The borders are very important. But security is what is most important to me. I have to have security.
Now, President Donald Trump's desires here seem to be twofold. Number one here, Hannah, he wants Mexico to do a better job restricting the flow of asylum seekers who move their way north through that specific country. But number two here, the president in recent days is now suddenly putting a whole lot of pressure on Congress to change our immigration laws. This is the newest fight that he's picking. He's sounding off about things like the visa lottery system and chain migration and what he calls catch and release. And he's saying, hey, I need Democrats and Republicans over there on Capitol Hill to try and figure this out. But meanwhile, over in the U.S. Senate, there are still concerns about the president potentially abusing executive power, because let's remember the backdrop to everything we're talking about here, Hannah. In February, the president still declared a national state of emergency, and you got a lot of members in the high chamber who are concerned about what that means from the Constitution's point of view. First, let's begin with a look at the Senate Minority Leader, Mr. Chuck Schumer from New York, sounding off about his constitutional concerns.
I would plead with those others who haven't made up their minds to look at this moment in history. This is not an immediate moment. You can be for the wall or against the wall. You can think what we're doing at the southern border is inadequate. But that issue pales before the issue before us. And that is how far an executive can reach when Congress does not want to do what that executive wants.
How far an executive can reach, that continues to be the big question. It's not just Democrats, Hannah, it's also Republicans. Here's Utah Republican Senator Mitt Romney, also with constitutional concerns about what the president is trying to kind of get away with. Here's Romney. Take a listen.
For me, this is a constitutional question. It's a question about the balance of power that is core to our Constitution. This is not about the president or about border security. In fact, I support border security. I support the construction of a border barrier. I believe there's a crisis at the border, but I also believe that the Constitution requires that, particularly under Article 1, Section 9, that matters relating to money are guided by the House and the Senate. Congress has spoken. The president can't overrule the decision of Congress without becoming the ultimate power as opposed to a balancing power.
The president's trip to Calexico, California on this Friday here, Hannah, will officially be the 5th visit during Donald Trump's presidency to the U.S.-Mexico border. Hannah.
J.D. Durkin live on Capitol Hill. J.D., thank you. And next on Cheddar News, a preview of the opening bell